the game of the weekend. There's really no doubt about it. Second part of Super Sunday, Manchester United versus Arsenal. Mikel Arteta, Ruben Amorim have both been speaking to the media in the last hour or so. Our reporters Dan Khan and Gary Cottrell were there asking the question. Arsenal have been in for a little earlier on in the window, Gary, but instead they ended up going for Viktor Gyökeres. So what do you think we can really expect from him?
Well, everyone here is delighted by him, by his arrival, by the fact, of course, that he made it clear, potentially, of course, a bit controversially, that he wanted to come to Arsenal, and he's here and he's settled in really well around the place, in the dressing room with the other players, and, of course, on the pitch, because he scored, didn't he, at the Emirates last weekend, was involved as well in a lot of the attacking play, could have had a second but for a great save. And Mikel Arteta's impressed not only by his football but by his career so far, the fact he's got experience of English football in the Championship, the fact that he dealt with and bounced back from the fact that when he was at Brighton he didn't get any Premier League football at all. He moved away, he improved himself, and then of course everything he achieved in Lisbon. He always scores in the first game of the season. He did so for the last two seasons in Lisbon. He did so the season before that at Coventry. I think he'll start on Sunday ahead of Kai Havertz. I think the team that played at the weekend will be the team that starts on Sunday. And of course, as you say, it could have been a very different story, couldn't it? It could have been Gyökeres starting for Manchester United, reuniting with his old boss, and it could have been Šeško starting for Arsenal. But no, it's turned out this way around. Mikel Arteta, I asked him about whether he was happy with the way that decision went. He didn't want to talk about Šeško, just wanted to talk about his own man.
I can just talk about Viktor and how happy we are to have him. I think he's going to have a tremendous impact in the team. His adaptation has been very, very good, and we're really happy to have him. And first of all, understanding the player and exposing the player to the conditions that he can fulfill his incredible potential. And then that's going to be the key. And the good thing is that there have been many players, many strikers, they have come from different leagues, they have come to the Premier League and be successful. And it's for us creating the right context for Viktor to do what he does the best, which is to score goals. He's getting better and better every day. He's normally a really fit player. It's true that he hasn't trained so much with us. He has those two moments in games when he's participated, and the feeling was very good. So let's see what we do on Sunday.
OK, so both of these managers have a new sort of leading forward, if you like, to get excited about. Gary, I'm sure that Mikel Arteta is delighted when he sees you pitch up at Arsenal's training ground, ready to ask that first question, as you have the right to do, in your own inimitable way, choosing poetry and metaphor. Go on then, tell us more.
Listen, he was in a good mood. You could tell he was in a good mood. I had an Arsenal balloon as well, just to celebrate what is a big new season for Arsenal and, of course, for us at Sky Sports. And he's aware that it's a big season for him and Arsenal. And he referred back to those 3 second-place finishes when he was asked whether or not Arsenal could go one better this time. And he said, look, you keep digging and digging and digging until one day the gold is there. And he also confirmed, by the way, that despite criticism this week from a former Arsenal captain, Martin Odegaard won the players' vote outright, really. A massive majority for him to carry on as captain. So, yeah, you're right. The opening of the news conference, after I presented him with this card, was a poem in this card. Arsenal are red, United are too. It's Sky's biggest Premier League season ever. We're excited. Are you?
I'm super excited. I can't wait. It's been a really productive pre-season. We made such an evolution in the squad as well, and we're ready to go.
They haven't come close 3 times now, knocking on the door of the title. But this season really is the most pressure on you and your team.
Yeah, you keep digging, and you have to be digging because one day the gold is going to be there, you know, and that's all the time. When I've been tough, when I've been educated, and that's it. For 3 seasons, we have more points than any other team in this league, which is incredible. So that's obviously about the consistency. Now we have to do it in a season to earn 1 more point, to the same amount of points and more goals difference than any other team. That's the objective.
OK, so in terms of that Gary, I mean, you know, what you've already got, obviously struck up a bit of a rapport with Mikel Arteta over the seasons, and Dan has obviously as well with Manchester United, just settling into life there. Guys, it's set to be a brilliant Super Sunday Part 2. Thank you very much indeed. Now,